Okay, how to save money homeschooling math. So I'm going to give you five great tips here. And my name is John Zimmerman. I'm the founder of Tablet Class Math, which we pretty much provide curriculum. I would say 90% of our members are homeschoolers. So we've been in this for years. And I also run a site, homeschoolmathonline.com. I'll give you those URLs after I kind of go over this. But I want to give you some five great tips to really save money when you're homeschooling math. All right, so the first is free learning websites. Now, um, as a homeschooler, especially if you're new to homeschooling, you'll see that for most homeschoolers, you quickly become very resourceful. So, as you get more experience, you'll find a lot of material out there. There's a lot of great free learning websites out there. Not all of them are quote dedicated to homeschooling, but there's a lot of great free web math sites that are out there. There's big name ones. I'm not going to mention their names, but if you just search YouTube, search the internet, you'll find a lot of good free stuff. Now, it gets to be a little bit more difficult for the more um, advanced math, but algebra one and beyond. But for elementary level, there's a ton of free stuff. And that would include free worksheets. There's just a lot of free stuff out there. So don't minimize those as well. The one thing, though, I would say, caution you about free learning websites is that most of them are not going to have like a formal kind of curriculum. All right, so it's not going to be able to replace an actual full curriculum. Most the sites, there might be exceptions, but you just can't say, well, we're going to go to this website and that's going to be, math class per se. So, you know, you for that type of full complete curriculum, you're probably looking to invest some money. But for supplemental material, there's a lot of free learning websites out there. Now, next thing is homeschool support groups. So if you're not in a homeschool support group, I would certainly recommend, finding one, a local one, or maybe there's some online groups that you can join. I would certainly, um, recommend the latter though, finding a local one where you can actually know the members physically, meet up with them because homeschool support groups, they do what they say they do. Okay, they support each other. So when you join a support group, you might find somebody that has like curriculum that you'd like to use. So use curriculum. Okay, they might have a whole program for algebra one that you want to use, but you're not going to have to pay the full price. And maybe someone will actually lend this to you. So homeschoolers, especially if they have multiple children, they'll buy a program and then use it for keep using that program for the most part, for at least that's the plan for their younger children as they go along. So if they don't need it, maybe you can find someone to lend you something, okay? And it can, kind of vice versa. Maybe you have something that you can kind of trade or barter along with it. But once again, these are ways that you can get yourself get a hold of like excellent material without paying. So if you're not a member of a homeschool support group, I would definitely consider doing so. Now, the next one is used curriculum. So if you just basically go through like on eBay or Amazon, you can find some pretty big name homeschool curriculum out there. And these are curriculums, math curriculums that are generally textbook based or workbook based. They might come with a DVD. A lot of kind of current homeschool programs, including mine, are on like online video based. So you are not going to be able to buy something used per se. But there is a lot of good programs out there that you can get used curriculum. So if, for example, there is no homeschool support groups, for you to maybe borrow something from, go take a look, out there, see what's used before you pay full price for any material. Certainly look to see what you can find used. Go on Amazon, go on eBay, etc. All right. The next thing is local school districts. Okay, your local school district. This is an excellent resource, and maybe a lot of you out there haven't even thought about it. But I can tell you right now, for the math department, especially high schools, they have a lot. They get so many books offered to them that they just won't use because publishers are saying, "Hey, try our books, try our books." So they might have like just a ton of different books. Now they don't have enough books. Um, to staff an entire school, but they do have a lot of extra sample books, which are actually very good books. They just haven't decided to purchase these books. So for your child, you might only need one textbook, and including the other material. So you really want to connect with your local school district. Of course, it's with the respective grade level for your child. So if your child's seventh grade, middle school, you want to contact the curriculum coordinator for your local middle school. High school, I would suggest trying to track down and build a good relationship with the math department head. Most high schools have a math department head, and that would be an excellent resource because they also have a lot of used books that are kind of like not in a great condition, but a lot of great material that you can get. You probably can get it for free as well. So check this out. Excellent tip. Okay. And how do I know that? Because I taught in public school for many years, so you can kind of see what goes on. But I'm sure a lot of homeschoolers out there don't know this as a resource. So let me talk about this last one here. Make your own material. So maybe a lot of you are out there saying, "Wow, that's out of the question. I can't make my own stuff." Well, I'm not saying write your own math textbook, but you can do a lot of worksheets, especially for the younger age kind of levels, like elementary levels. Make whatever. If you make something like a multiplication quiz or things, and you can do that. You can, whatever math that you can make these little pop quizzes. Keep them. Okay, definitely you want to keep them and make a little file. And over time, especially if you have multiple children or maybe plan on having future children, you're going to be homeschooling for a long time. You can pull things out of your files, and trust me, you can have some very effective material. I would say this is probably more relevant for the elementary school level math because it becomes much more difficult for the later grades, pre-algebra, algebra one, etc. But along with making your own material, I don't have this on the list. Is also keeping all your materials. So if you have old curriculums, and I just wouldn't get rid of them, just throw them away. Unless you're going to trade them for something else or sell them. Keep everything you have and keep things organized because the more material at your disposal, the better. Okay, so these are 5 excellent tips. Some of these tips, maybe a lot of you already know about, or it's kind of common sense. But hopefully, some of these here that are things that you never thought about. So, a couple websites, and this will be in the descriptions. Is tabletclass.com. So, tabletclass.com. This is my full math program for homeschoolers, and I also have my blog, which is homeschoolmathonline.com. And I have a ton of free videos. I mean, a lot, and especially for the high school level. So this is my free kind of like learning site that can just really really help out anybody who's taking algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, those type of courses, and pre-algebra. Tablet Class is my full curriculum program. But hopefully you found this video helpful, and please subscribe. I'm always doing a ton of math videos, science videos, etc. Okay, have a great day.